We're going to talk about interest rates. There are two different types of interest rates. The first one that we're going to talk about is simple interest rate. You've probably seen this one before. The formula is I equals PRT. I is interest. P is principal. That's what you start off with. R is rate, the interest rate in decimal. And T is time, and this is in years. Those have to be in decimal and years or the formula will not work. So they want us to calculate the simple interest rate. If they deposit $6,300 into an account that earns 3.5% simple interest for 9 years, they want to know how much interest that is. So we have I equals, we don't know the interest. Principal is what you start off with. We're starting off with 6,300. My rate is 3.5%. We have to move the decimal 2 places to the left to make it a decimal. And then T is time in years, and we have 9 years. So I equals PRT. My principal is 6,300. My rate is 0.035 times 9. If we multiply all of those, and we're still doing FSA. If we multiply all of those, we get $1,984.50. That's how much interest it's making. So total in the account would be total would be $8,284.50, so $8,284.50 after that 9 years. Okay, now this is compound interest. It has a different formula, and I'm going to explain what that formula is. So we have A equals P1 plus R over N in T. The NT is an exponent. A is your total account balance. P is your principal. R equals interest rate. Now this has to be, just like in the last one, it has to be in a decimal. Okay. N, number of times compounded per year, and T is time or number of years. That has to be in years. Okay, now we're going to calculate using compound interest. So first we're going to fill in what we need for the formula. So A, we don't know how much total we have. P is our principal. That's what we start off with, so 6,300. My rate, we had to change to a decimal, so 0.035. Number of times compounded, it's compounded weekly. There's 52 weeks in a year, so 52 times a year. And T is time, which is 9 years. So our formula, P1 plus rate over number of times compounded times your time. And this is F. Now we're going to do S, where we substitute in principal 6,300, 1 plus our rate divided by 52, and 52 times 9. Now, I just typed all of that in the calculator all at once. As long as you put your parentheses in the right spot, you can do that. So A is my answer. And when we calculate all of that, we get 8,631.72. Now that's how much is total in my account after the 9 years. If we look back at the simple interest rate, that was $8,284.50. That was simple. And that's compound. Okay, so if we look at those two, obviously the compound has a lot more money in it. So if you were depositing money and you were making money, like in a bank account, you would want compound interest in this case. But if you were borrowing money, simple interest would probably be better because you would only have to pay you'd only have to pay $8,284.50 instead of $8,631.72. So there's two different formulas for compound and simple. Make sure you use the correct formula.